Oh,
Understand a word you say.
hang on.
Fear me.
We were muted, so
Fear me.
we were muted, so they missed all that.
Oh, good.
I was just saying that it sounded as if Captain Kangaroo sounded like Batman. That's what we're to.
Hashtag don't sue me, Warner Brothers.
So I've moved everybody around. Welcome in, everyone. We are here, and it looks like everything has literally gone to plan tonight. So we've been waiting for this adventure for a while, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And I've been working really hard on it to make sure that I get the balance right. But we will see. We will see how it goes tonight. Hopefully, it will go really well. I'm just logging into something to remove a bot from my channel because I don't want it in while we're playing. Okay, so the players are actually in the middle of a peat bog. At the end of last adventure, they had fought off some night terrors that were swooping down from the sky and trying to take them away to feed to their little babies. But before I tell you any more about that, I'm going to allow the players an opportunity to say who they are and who they will be playing tonight. One night, I think everybody should do cosplay because I think that would look so cool. That would be.
Got the sword.
I've got the pajamas.
Right. Somebody in chat just said, I love it when a plan comes together. Classic A-team. Classic A-team. Okay, Mr. Pickles, you've got your camera on and you're here. So you can start off. Tell people who you are and who you're playing tonight.
Well, okay.
That
I am
pause.
Mr. Pickles, and I fully anticipate that there will be some problem with my internet. Hopefully there's not, but we will see. Anyways, I am Mr. Pickles. I play Bartleby Fumus. Bartleby Fumus is a name that's hard for me to pronounce. That's why I picked it.
So just as you said
I am
that,
our team's theist, and
just as you said that, Mr. Pickles, your voice went all robotic. Just when you said, "Oh, we're going to have no problems," you all went robotic. Anyway, carry on.
Anyways, Bartleby Fumus, our team's theist. I'm the healer of the group. I'm the sort of knowledge base for a lot of different topics that are relevant to the adventure that we're on. I cover history, I cover monsters, a little bit of poisons, not a whole lot. But Bartleby is sort of our knowledge guy, support character. He's not very good at combat, though he has picked up a defensive style lately. He's getting a little bit good at that, but not the best. He mostly relies on his goddess and small prayers that he uses to try and prevent horrible things from happening, like having somebody's arm taken off or all their arms falling off and needing to be put back on. Bartleby's the one who can solve that. He has a lot of other tricks up his sleeve, but Inwills hasn't blinded anybody yet. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to one of our newer members, Fishy.
Oh, I'm used to coming at the end. I'm not. You took me by surprise there. Okay, I am Fishy, and today I will be playing Pete Bog. No, I won't. I'll be playing Merrick, who is a duelist and perfectly legitimate and honest person who has never stolen anything in his life. Honest governor.
Oh.
But mainly is just here to swing a very big sword at things and hopefully kill them. I think that's all we need to say about Merrick. So I shall hand on to Captain Kangaroo.
Hey everyone, I'm Captain Kangaroo. I'm not entirely sure if Mr. Pickles is here or if it's a deep fake because his internet is off from what he's talking. So it's I don't know. I think it might be AI, but we'll find out. I'm playing Cyrus Alias tonight. He's the badass of the group. He's there to just slap around people with his big giant stick thing / glaive. And then light him on fire, just to benefit himself. But I'll keep it nice and short and simple. I'm going to pass the mic to Medevac.
Why, thank you, Captain. Hi all, I'm Medevac and I'm playing Hazra Khan. He is a nomad from the steppes. He is the group's ranger tracker, go-to, stick things to the pointy stick. He is wearing padded armor, which means he's all nicely decked out in pajamas, but not really. And if you see his left arm's all black, and that's because many, many moons ago, he touched a stone trying to protect people, and it blackened and burnt his arm.
Nice.
He's a lump hefter. So, yes.
I forgot about that.
Flashback, guys, flashback. Go back and watch previous episodes. Yes, he also likes to jump in front of enemies to protect his friends, hence the selfish protector trait he has. Yeah, he's part of Brotherhood, which is a group of people that keep track of the balance and changes in the biome and try to make sure that that balance doesn't go unchecked. Yeah, he has a scimitar and a short spear, and he's all right. It does what it says in the tin, really. And with that, I shall pass on to TD Tex.
I am Tickety Tex. I play Tarek, the animist or shaman of the group. So far, we have seen 2 of his spirits. Last episode, we saw the death spirit that he calls Gaz, and it scared everybody.
They did.
And everybody's a little worried about his ability to control said spirit because it's able to rip the soul from the body and send it off to the spirit world. And his other traits, I guess, is he's covered in covered in bones. He still he doesn't really remember anything. That's kind of his problem right now. Is he was yanked away and teleported essentially to this area and doesn't remember anything much other than his first name and that he's a shaman. But with that, I'll send it off to Inwills.
Thank you very much. So the party are traveling through a peat bog, as I mentioned earlier. They're on a mission to uncover and hopefully terminate whatever has taken over the farmlands to the northwest of Windvine. They traveled for about a week to get to the edge of the peat bog, and they currently have a 3-day journey to get to the center of whatever is happening here. Tarek has already seen that there are some swamp or bog spirits lurking around, but up to this point, spirits have not been known to the party or to all of Lindo. They actually lost contact with the spirit world a long time ago, transferring their allegiances to deities instead. They've been attacked by alligators, rather small ones, they found out. And then at the end of last week's adventure, they had been attacked by night terrors, which were like huge pterodactyls that swooped down from the overcast sky and frantically tried to grab members of the party and fly off with them. Luckily, everybody kept on solid or spongy ground, including Bartleby, who used a hero point to make sure that he was safe and sound on the ground. Yes, so we are going to pick it up straight from there, and I'm going to Tarek, I presume your death spirit has been summoned back to the binding.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take him off the board then. And yeah, you had a discussion about Tarek's spirits. and that had concluded. And I just like to fast forward time slightly to the morning, because luckily for you, nothing else happens during the night. There's no more attacks. You do hear off in the distance now and again screeches that remind you of the night terrors, but they seem to be quite far off in the distant and not coming close to you at all. Mages or anybody with spell magic points, you manage to replenish your magic points. Bartleby, you will be able to replenish your magic points and put them into your devotion pool, but not replenish any that you've passed across into your devotion pool. So you can adjust that accordingly. I think everybody is healed up from the last battle. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think I'm.
I got punched in the abdomen.
Oh yeah. Did you heal yourself?
Yeah, I think I probably would want to spend a point at least to try and get rid of that damage.
Yeah, sounds good. So you could probably do that before you retire back to sleep. So change the hit points, but you can keep the magic point that you would have used that would have actually replenished. Yeah, so remember the environment at the moment is very overcast. There seems to be rolling what appeared to be almost like thunder clouds in their denseness and their blackness overhead. And if you remember, there's that constant drizzly rain happening all the time. You've been used to tramping through the peat bog with Hazred taking the lead, checking the ground as you're progressing. And yeah, you can see in all directions now that this peat bog environment just stretches. You can, of course, see right way off in the distance the mountains that you know are at the end of this plain when you actually get to it. But the farmstead that you're heading for is probably further in the middle. You've traveled one day, so you've actually got 2 more days of traveling to do. Is there anything that anybody would like to do or say or questions before we start off on the first half of the next day?
Azra's going to look back at everybody and say, I think we should pick up the pace. I think we should move faster through this. It's dangerous and deadly.
Thought we were going as fast as we could.
Are we
Let's
sure we're
see.
going the right direction?
I certainly hope so. I mean, we don't want to think it's like that last time where we went to the forest and it took more than it was supposed to take. That was not my fault.
I remember that. I think that was still the lump hefting. Yeah. It just out of interest, chat actually said, doesn't Hazra have a passion for that? So they remember right the way back to lump hefting. And yes, you do have a passion for it. Yeah. Yeah, that was a rather, you circumvented, I think, a lot of things to get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you assume that you're heading for the mountains, which means that you're heading for the middle where you think the farmstead will be. So yeah, you hope that you're going in the right direction.
Let us press on.
Okay.
All right.
So same as before, Hazard's going to lead. He's going to be using his spear to find good purchase as he goes forward. You'll notice he's got a little bit faster than he would normally go, but he still will not put his foot down if he's no sure footing.
Yeah, got you. Would people just like to put yourself in the marching order behind? so people know where so I know where everybody is. Are you at the back, Bartleby?
I was assuming that Merrick would be behind me, and
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
is the rear. That's how we were going with the alligators, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much the order we had.
Yeah, that was the
before.
order.
Okay.
Keep our squishy guys in the middle.
We lock in line so they don't know our numbers.
Yeah.
That's right. Only imperial alligators are so inaccurate.
You hope. Okay, then.
Yeah.
It's about coming up to midday, so the first half of the day is coming to an end, which means, as you all know, you need to make endurance checks or gain a level of fatigue.
I'd like to donate a point to do a little swap.
Oh, Hazra, thank goodness for you. Oh, and Cyrus is fine. Oh, I thought everything was going to go downhill.
Maybe
I'll use a
maybe
point
use
of luck
space
to
I'm
roll
sitting.
mine.
Maybe I'm going too fast for them.
Yeah, so
That's
Bartleby,
it. I'll blame you.
you'll reverse it to 28. Tarek's going to roll he's going to roll his dice again.
Nope. 5 off.
Oh, 5 off, so close. So if you go on your character sheet, there's a place to say that you've got 1 level of fatigue. And who else?
I think I might need to do something about that. I don't think 96 is a very good roll.
No, it's not at all.
No, I think I may be spending some luck there.
Okay, then go for it.
Re-roll, because flipping it won't do me any good.
Everybody's waiting to see the. And you.
That's no better.
That's no better at all. So you've also got a point, a level of fatigue up at the top. So you now will be winded. So just to remind you, it's your skill rolls will now be 1 level more difficult. Just to let you know, you can, if you wish, take longer resting over lunch. If that's what you would like to do, they need 15 minutes to recover from that. But Hazra, it will delay your progression.
No, well, to be fair, Hazra feels that it's his fault that his friends are now getting a bit tired. He's used to pushing through this sort of terrain and doing this sort of work. As he looks back, he thinks, I need to find a flat spot. We need to take a break and just have a rest, and I will take it slower. And I'm sorry, my friends, it's my mistake. I pushed you too hard. We will.
Yes, you did.
Sorry.
Well, now hold on. We need to press hard. There is no reason for us to not do that. I think this is a sign from Amriel that we all need to push even harder.
Yeah.
And
The sign.
I think this is a sign from Amriel that I need to lie down for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I know that you believe that, but I need you to trust me for a moment, and I will make you believe in Amriel. If either of them
If
want
I
to
could just get my breath back, I would slap you.
I'm going to put my hand on Merrick's shoulder first.
I feel there might be a vigor coming in here.
And I would like to cast Vigor.
Vigor by the vicar.
Oh!
And it's critical for the non-believer. What does Vigor do? Bartleby, the energy drink Fumus? Oh, well, good question.
Energetic. So for the spell's duration, all fatigue effects will be ignored, which is absolutely fantastic. And of course, Bartleby, that will cost you no magic points.
And I'd like to turn to Tarek as well and offer the blessing onto him. If you'll allow me. I'm kind of scared to touch Tarek.
Sure. I think Tarek cops it up to his fatigue is more from commanding the death spirit.
Yeah.
He probably thinks it's more of a this is just part of the process. But if you think it'll help, then go for it.
Amriel always helps. Wow.
He certainly
Not
does.
critical, but
It's still not a
Um,
critical.
Amriel's the best.
Yeah. So I'm just interested as you tidy up after, chomping on some dried rations. And I can't, Cyrus did bring a bottle of wine with him, if I remember correctly,
Few, yeah.
which he gives a lot of a sip, and you set off for the second half of the day. And I'm interested with the conversation at the end of the marching order. Merrick, it appears that Amriel has really blessed you. I just wondered how Merrick feels about that, and whether or not he
he's-
has anything to talk to Bartleby about.
All right, I know I said I'd stab you, and I do feel a lot better now. But yeah, I'm down with this whole Unreal thing. It's all good. Yeah, let's get a move on. I feel much better.
I can feel that you have the energy, and that's why we don't even need to linger on your questioning of potential for faith.
Nice.
I have faith. It's not a matter of faith. It's a matter of interpretation. Unreal's wishes. That's all.
When demons claw out my friend's eyes, I am here to put those eyes back in their skull.
Or you could just kill
More.
the demons. But
You're not really making
whatever.
me feel better with this talk. Yeah, eye clawing. It's
Well, we did
I could
kill
do
the
without the
Harpy
eye
Queen,
clawing.
so
And Bartleby's probably expecting you to be at church next Sunday. Well, once you get back, Merrick, it's probably something that you will have to attend.
I've been healed and refreshed. I'm fine with that. I can do church.
Yeah.
If it gets me healed in future, I will do church.
Or you could sleep away your hangover like Cyrus.
Yeah.
Cyrus just refuses my spells and prayers of curing.
So as you continue
Witchcraft.
to march through the second half of the day, the scenery changes somewhat. You suddenly notice bits of blackened tree, and they have no leaves on them at all. They just seem to be sprouting up from the peat box, and they seem to be at slightly strange angles, as if they're about to fall over, but have not. They seem to be leaning over to one side, a lot of them. Some of them look like they've even been snapped off up near the top. You also start to see what appears to be fence posts jutting out of the peat bog. And you also notice, Hazra, as you're walking, there seems to be some low walls that are probably about this high, if you could see the camera.
Yeah.
And they seem, you can just sort of like see the top of these poking out from the peat bog in various places. You get a feeling that you're probably on the edge of maybe some farmland or something that was farmland.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'll point this out. Look, my friends, there seems to be, look at the fencing posts and that the slow handmade wall over there. It looks like we are entering more previously populated areas.
Looks like we're going the right way then.
Indeed. It is just,
Should we not be able to use these walls and fences as an indication of where we want to go? I mean, they must surround the farm, so we might be able to follow them back to a building.
Indeed, Merrick, it might be, we keep going this direction, but as long as you go over the wall, I think, and keep pressing forward, we should head to the center, in theory.
Lay on Macduff.
Shakespeare. Would anybody like to inspect any of the additional aspects or additional parts of the scene? You don't have to. You can just carry on walking. Some of them are not far off the beaten track, if that makes sense. So it wouldn't deviate or there wouldn't be a detour, but there is the possibility if you would like to look at anything.
Just stay away from those trees in case they fall on you. This is very sodden ground.
I was just walking towards one of those. I was curious.
Yeah.
I was just wondering whether the upper branches might be dry enough to collect some firewood. Because not having a fire didn't help us last night, did it? So I'd rather be warm next time.
That is very true. Very true.
Okay, so we should ignore Hazra saying stay away from them, and we should go investigate them and hit them.
Ignoring your ranger type in the middle of a swamp is always a good plan.
Yeah, okay.
But what we should do first, though, is split up.
Absolutely, yeah. Each pick a different tree to look at.
All go in different directions.
I mean, I'd like to see if like there's. I guess I'm wondering if these trees were already there and they're being warped or something, and that's why they've grown tall and spindly, and almost falling over. You said that doesn't sound like healthy growth, and the closest I have is like lore poisons or locale. So I don't know if lore poisons would really work for a blight type thing, but I guess I'm looking at.
Well, two things. Number one, you can roll your locale, because you obviously realize what the standard sort of like scenery would look like in this area.
All right, then I will give that a roll. That's actually better than my poison. So,
do you want me to assist you?
Nope.
No, really not.
Actually, I could use your opinions here because
that's a good roll. 47 out of 49. So several things that you notice. The reason they seem to be on an angle, Bartleby, and anybody else who's near, you can see that the root system appears to have very little to hang on to as the land is becoming more spongy and wet and damp. And you can see just underneath the water how the base continues, and then you can see that it's sort of like tipped over almost like on a 30-degree angle, and you can see where the roots have been pulled out of the actual soil. It doesn't look like they've been snapped out. It really does look like as the grounds become more and more soggy and unable to support the trees, or this one in particular, are just leaning to one side. Merrick, just to come to your question, the top of the trees, the final branches, have not been in the peat bog, but they have been in the drizzly rain. So they're probably not, they could be drier than anything that you find in the peat bog, but they're not completely dry. Yeah. The other thing that you do notice, anybody who's over there, is that there is this white speckling on the trunks and on the fence posts. The first thing that all of you realize is that the horizontal bits of the fence posts are not visible. They no longer seem to exist, but you can see on some of the vertical fence posts that it looks like the horizontals have literally been snapped off. You're not too sure whether, it doesn't look like, Hazra, you've used an axe before. It doesn't look like they've been chopped off. It definitely looks like they've been snapped and
so pushed.
Yes,
outwards.
yeah.
Would the sort of peat bog do that in spreading, or?
You don't think so. You think it would probably, if it went the same way as the trees, they would probably just lean and they wouldn't necessarily snap. They're more likely
to
just be flat in the water.
Out.
Yeah, they would literally just sort of like go down. You do have. Does anybody have a skill that might help them figure out what's happened here?
Finally, an opportunity to use law politics.
Yeah.
I thought I might try to switch my vision, see if there's a decay spirit or anything that might be causing.
Okay, then. So you need to make a trance roll. Anybody else got anything that they could use?
I have my law nature.
You can roll law nature as well.
I have my witch sight.
Do you wish to cast a spell and look?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll your incantation then.
It'll be actually
And
folk magic with witch
Oh
sight.
yes, folk magic. Yeah, sorry.
And I have my faith.
you are you casting a spell as well?
No, I'm just
You just
looking at my
He's just
devotion
very
skill.
faithful right now.
okay then. So let me go down in order. Tarek, there seems to be the last time you switched your senses was at the middle of the last day, and you suddenly notice that there seems to be a total absence of spirits in this area. You do notice that there's no tree spirits or anything like that. There's no other nature spirits around in this area at all. And you can't even see the swamp or the peat bog spirits that you've seen in the past. There's no magic in the area at all. This blight seems to be completely natural. Hazra, are you doing anything with your roll or not?
No.
No.
Has just got a theory that things of animals have probably run out of this thing, and he doesn't know. It's clutching
Yeah.
straws.
So one thing that you do all notice as you're examining the surroundings, the first thing is that there's no blight on the rocks, on the wall. Okay, any bit of the wall that is protruding, there's no blight on it at all. It seems to only be affecting almost like natural
Living things.
yes, yeah. You also notice that none of the blight goes below the water level of the peat bog. Okay, if anything, you can see that there might be that little band that as the water ripples or undulates up and down, the level changes. There's that little gap, but then the white blight starts from slightly above the water and goes upwards. You also notice that it's more dense at the bottom and becomes less dense as it goes up the fence post or the tree. You do notice that the horizontal, or where the horizontal fence post would be, the planks would be, this has been hammered in with like iron nails, and the iron nails seem to be untouched by the blight as well. To give you an idea of the intensity, it's probably almost looks like round the bottom, it's just has like a white collar round it. The dots seem to be so large and so close together that they're almost masking the whole bark. But as it slowly goes up, it becomes more and more diluted and more spread out. There is nothing living on the tree, and there's no insects, there's no leaves, there's no vines or anything like that. And you do notice that round about you, you can see the planks from the fence. They seem to be shattered and snapped slightly away from the fence post. And you can also see parts of the branches that have obviously fallen off and then submerged into the peat bog. That's just a ghostly silence. That is very unnerving.
I do think we should press on forward. This is quite unnerving.
Yeah.
Something has
Sooner we can
come.
get this done and get back out or deal with
Yes.
this, the better.
It seems that this white fleckled blight does not affect the rocks around here, so that's a good thing. So maybe some buildings have survived.
The idea that it's only affecting living material is very pleasant, but I am living material, so it's not a huge comfort.
This is true. I mean, look at and I'll show you my arm. This was caused by the last thing that had this effect on the land.
Yeah.
So if you find something,
I think Maestro Andar might have been right. He always said I was a bit impulsive and I jumped into things too soon. I'm beginning to think he was right.
Yes, if you see the cause of this thing, do not pick it up. Wait for Bartleby.
Maybe not everything's evil spirits. Maybe these things are just dying because they're drowned in bog water. Anyone? Am I going crazy here?
No, he's right. There are no
Yeah.
spirits around.
They're dying awful quick, though.
All right, well, let's move ahead. And we kill the Thane, probably some, dumb lich Thane or something. We just murder it, and then everything goes well. We go back, and we get more wine.
A lich?
I don't know. It's something that's just absorbing the energies of the surroundings. I don't know.
You mean
I thought lich was just an old word for man.
You mean something like you, Cyrus? Absorbing all the fun out of the area?
I bring energy to the room, all right?
Dude, that is true, my friend. I'm joking with you.
I'm quite the opposite. I don't know. Let's just go around until we can murder something, and then we win again. That's what we do. That's what we do with this group.
Okay.
This is not my area of expertise. You guys lead on and just point me at the things you want me to win.
So for the second half of the day, Tarek and Merrick, you do not need to roll endurance checks because your vigor spell will continue to be in place until you retire for the night. But Hazra, Cyrus, and Bartleby, you do need to make endurance checks.
Ooh, good job, Hazra.
23, 32.
Ooh.
Ooh! You are all super fit and healthy. And your idea about coming into some habitable areas actually seems to be true. And the further you travel as you get to the end of the day, you suddenly come across what is like some kind of farmstead. You don't think it's the middle one at the moment. You seem to be too far out, but there seems to be a bit of more structure. Now, when I move you onto the map, I want you to remember that although it looks like it's very clean cut on this one because it doesn't have the bog over the top of it, it is completely boggy, but you can see various items and various things. So let me move you across to it and then just quickly give you a heads up what you can see. You are probably right the way down at the bottom of the map. Have you got yourselves?
Yeah.
Oh, I got me.
Okay, then. So the first thing to let you know is that you only know where the paths are because of the stones.
Yeah.
Okay. So at those points, when you look at the water through the blackish water, you can see what appears to be the stone paths. Any stone that you see, any stone wall, okay, it is still upright, but you can only see the sort of like the top 5 or 7 centimeters. So it's not something that you can crouch behind. at all. Any tree that you see, I'm just say this one or this one, those are blackened trees. They don't have their foliage on them. They are spindly. Some of them are leaning over slightly, but for the majority of the time, they seem more upright. And then you have some areas like this. Yeah, can you see where I'm?
Mhm.
So those are buildings. They seem to be 1 story high, and the roofs are completely gone. It looks like a lot of there's parts of the wall, like this part and this part, that seem to have collapsed in on themselves. If somebody elect one person to make an insight roll for me.
Who's got a good insight?
I'm not great.
I'll give it to Cyrus then.
Bartleby knows things about things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a 40.
I
All
can
right,
beat
well,
that.
I can.
I got a 65.
There
Yeah,
we go.
so do I.
That's our man.
That's
our
our
man.
Yeah.
man.
Right there.
Tarek's our man.
Let's have Tarek next.
Yeah.
You figured, Tarek, that you've seen this in your village or, in the past. It looks like the foundations of the building have almost like subsided, and that's what's caused the walls to fall down. It doesn't look like they've been bashed out or anything like that. It just seems that they seem to have collapsed. You can see remnants of roofs all over the place. There is no wood in this area apart from the trees and one cart that you can see over here. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yep.
That actually has no wheels on and is flipped over. Okay, so it looks like somebody's completely flipped it over. It looks like it is probably some kind of deep wagon, maybe to store sacks in or something like that, and it's completely turned over. At the present moment in time, it's a little bit, fence. Can you see gates like
Yeah.
these? Those gates, posts exist, but the cross part, the actual gate, is no longer there. And these are not carrots growing in a field. Okay, just imagine everything like that is just uneven ground.
Quick question about the buildings.
Yeah.
The walls we've encountered, you've described as being partially submerged. Are the buildings also the same? I know they're collapsed, but are they also partly submerged?
It looks like the inside. So you can probably see inside this one, Merrick. It looks like that's above the water level. It doesn't look like it's sunk below it at all. So the one that you can see straight ahead of you here looks absolutely fine. So you might assume that everything else is like that, but you're not sure from where you are. You can organize yourself in any order that you want to progress in. I just dumped all your characters on, so it's up to you.
Well, I need to at least have moved up to a point where I can be peering at that building based on that question I just asked.
Yeah, that's cool.
Looking at these buildings, fellas, it's answered a question for me. I was trying to work out whether the walls had sunk or the ground had risen. But looking at these buildings, it looks like it's the walls sinking, because otherwise it would have risen inside the buildings, or else they'd be a dip.
Yeah.
So it must just be the weight of the stone pushing it down into the bog.
Or just bad craftsmanship. because this
Well, then
town
it'd
was
fall
able to
apart. It
afford a
wouldn't just-
good
wouldn't
carpenter.
stay intact and sink with it. It's the ground. It's not the wall.
I think you're right. It's like the trees with the balance and then the pushing into the ground, and the same thing would happen with the stone. It would
The
sink.
roots are all messed up on the trees, and the
Mm.
stone. The buildings, probably the foundations,
Indeed.
are keeping them up, but
Mm.
to some extent. Didn't pick engineering, did I?
The-
No, I didn't.
They have no roofs whatsoever, so we can look inside the buildings, right?
Yeah, completely.
Buildings that have only been abandoned for a relatively short time, these are remarkably knackered, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, I'm quite familiar with abandoned buildings, and trust me, they don't look like this in an hurry.
I'm more concerned about the roofs. These would have had roofs on, and for them to disappear in such a short time as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
They'd be
Well,
I've slept in a lot of abandoned
there is
buildings,
reason here, I
and the
think.
roofs take time to fall in.
Yes, Bartleby?
Unless there's monsters coming down from the skies, bashing in roofs, kicking open doors. The pale ones. Remember, there were quite a few stories of different monsters bashing things down and sweeping, taking people away. Night terrors, pale people, and I believe there was a third. Goblins? No, that can't be right. I always think it's goblins, and it never is.
There were talk about
There's things that rode on the backs of giant bears or boars.
boars.
That's right.
Yeah,
Or
no,
these
boars.
monsters are being used as an allegory for the terrible, monstrosity of time, and
Yeah, we
how
killed a couple
we
of
all that
allegories
we all
already
die over
yesterday.
time.
It's true.
Jeez, Cyrus.
No,
Cyrus is on his emo kick again.
Cyrus has suddenly become extremely philosophical.
Cyrus has finished this bottle. Let's see.
And then guys are going, Cyrus, Elenius!
I like the
Yes.
visual of Cyrus having like just some bangs that are just covering one eye. It's like, nobody gets
You
me.
don't get me, bro.
I like to make Cyrus's token a little bit smaller than
Just
ever.
wake him up when September ends.
Yeah. What's going to be Merrick? You seem to be in the lead now.
Yeah. Somehow I have become temporary leader. Yeah.
It's fine. You have a giant sword.
I don't know. I mean,
Move forward.
this place has told us a lot, but there's nothing going on here, is there? So, what now? Do we poke around or do we press further on?
Well,
I
maybe
believe we were looking for the center of town, weren't we?
Yeah, this looks like it's an outlying farm rather than the farmstead that you're looking for.
Yeah. So we need to push forward until we find that
This is not the
location where
farm
this
you're
is all
looking for.
stemming from.
Yeah.
yes. So maybe head through the building ahead. It seems to have a thorough way through.
Maybe check for a good area that might be good on our trek back. Solid ground to sleep on.
Yeah. Also,
Unless this is the time.
yeah. So this will be. You figured this might be a suitable spot. Like Merrick said, you might be able to find some dry land to camp on.
The buildings provide some shelter even in this state, don't they?
Yeah. Well, the important thing is the floor it'll be wet because of the rain, but it won't be
But solid.
Yes, exactly.
Huh. If only one of us had a goddess who could just repair things.
Or a hammer.
Or a hammer.
Merrick,
Yeah, I can't fix a roof.
Merrick, could you make for me, please, a perception check?
Certainly try.
You need to take your fatigue off.
Going to be a no. Oh yes, good point.
Do
Left it on there to remind me that I am technically still fatigued. Just
you wish to
just currently on magical stimulants. Uh,
No, it
Hmm.
completely removes it. So when you come off it, you won't still be fatigued. It'll be completely gone. Do you wish to use a point of luck?
Do I wish to use my other point of luck? Ooh. All right, let's live dangerously. Let's use my other point of luck and flip that.
Okay, then. As your conversation is progressing and you're talking to each other, you catch some kind of movement from over in this direction, Merrick. You just see it out of the corner of your eye. And because of the light situation at the moment, that place in there is quite dark. You can see in this one mainly because of your proximity to it, but this one not so much. You definitely catch some. It's almost like triggers your peripheral vision as you're talking to each other. Yeah.
Okay, so Merrick will rather ham up an exaggerated sort of looking around and turning away from the buildings as if he's looking at the whole sort of area. And when he's facing away from the building, he'll say, "There's some movement in that furthest building."
Leads the way.
Did you see what it was?
No,
Maybe it's Flibble's family.
just rather more loudly than he really needs to. He will then say, "Let's scout out all the buildings and see which is going to be best for our needs." And then sort of move up and go through this central building, looking to come out here and
Yeah.
maybe get a better look. Maybe using stealth.
Yeah. By all means, roll your stealth and put your character where you would like him to end up.
Roll my stealth.
Nice.
And yeah, sort of peering stealthily around that wall there.
Yeah.
Hoping to see something better.
Yeah. And does everybody else make sure you're moving where you would like to be?
So I'm going to follow, and once I see him go quieter than what he normally would, I will do the same, but go for this window here.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a stealth check.
Yeah. Yeah. You quietly get there. However, Cyrus is taking a more forceful approach. And as you come to that area, you can actually see what is actually in the building. There seems to be two of these grey looking creatures, but very ghoul like, and they seem to be gnawing over some kind of half-eaten body. They seem to be enjoying the munching, and they seem to be not really bothered about your presence. The people who've gone through the house, they did not hear you at all. But there is a chance now that I might see Cyrus as I see the vision. No, they seem to be quite happily munching there.
I'm going to take the time to draw my sword at this point, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, by all means.
I'm going to take the time to ignite my glaive. I want them to see me.
Cool.
Let's see if I can go with the Fireblade.
Yeah, so your magic will have some verbal component with it as well, and that will ignite your Fireblade, and that really does catch the eye of these beasts, and they seem to drop. Well, they seem to come up from the body. From what you can see, Cyrus, it looked like their faces were in the body, and they come up as your glaive bursts into life. And this will be a good time, therefore, to don't roll any initiative yet, please, because I've got to remove your old ones from the thing. Yeah, okay, then you can roll for some initiatives.
That was the lowest possible.
Okay, let me just rearrange you all here. Like so. That looks good. So Merrick, you're going first. You peering around the corner, you can see that Cyrus has ignited his glaive, which is almost like a beacon of light. And as you peer around, you can see that there's these two ghoulish creatures seem to be lifting the head from inside a body and look up and snarl. What would you like to do?
Can I'm not sure how it works in Mythras. Can I basically ready an attack so that if something charges Cyrus, I can hit it as it comes past?
You can delay your action, which means that you are going to take a defensive action if a certain situation occurs. So you can't sort of like delay as in Dungeons and Dragons, but you can delay and save your action to the end of, just in case you need to defend at any one point. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, since Cyrus has already attracted their attention, I'll use my first action and cast Blade Sharp on my sword, or try to anyway. I'm not great at folk magic.
Brilliant. Off you go. You need to cast your folk magic.
That's not going to work.
That doesn't work at all. And then we come into this round, and my movement is 6, but I can increase that. I can double it to 12 and then increase it to 18 as a sprint. So these would go 5, 10, 15, 20. They seem to be heading purely to Cyrus at the moment. You all made your opposed rolls with your your stealth, so they're unaware. They probably can see you, Bartleby, in the background.
So to light you up, Bartleby.
Yeah. Okay, so that's their action done.
I have a defensive staff.
So next up, Hazra. It's you. You can see Cyrus's glaive is alight, and you can see that Merrick. What does your spell casting look like, Merrick?
To be honest,
failed.
It looks like failure, but I haven't given that much thought to my spellcasting, to be honest. I was thinking mainly about these melee skills. It's probably more closely related to sorcery than anything else, given that he's civilized. Yeah. So it's going to be a very formulaic set of words and motions that involves sort of running 2 fingers along the blade of the sword, but doesn't do the job. When it works, there's probably a glint that runs along the blade as he casts it, but on this occasion nothing happens.
Yeah. So Hazra, you see Merrick sort of like stroking his sword, and uttering incantations. And we come to you. You can also see these two tribal
Run past us.
savages. They seem to be in a
past there.
full sprint.
In which case, I can see which way they're going directly south. So I'm going to move to here.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, because I'm stealthy. I'm not going to be rushing out there. I'm going to move to there and see what happens.
Okay. Tarek, you're up next.
I'm gonna try to cast a folk magic spell of my own,
Nice.
and I'm going to try to tire one of these creatures. So an endurance roll from you to resist.
You're having issues seeing them at the moment.
Okay, so I can't see them. Never
Yeah.
mind, I guess.
Because your line of sight through that one goes through the.
I thought I might be able to see the left one, but I guess I can't.
Yeah. Well, I think with once it comes one step forward, you will.
Okay, so I just wasted a folk magic.
No,
Okay.
because you don't need to cast it.
Okay.
You could take another action.
I'll just stay where I am.
Okay. Cool. Baltaby, you can see things progressing.
Yes, and I want to help hold the line. So I'm going to move up kind of diagonally to here and holding my staff ready. If any of them break past my wall of defense in front of me, then I'll be able to defend.
Nice. And therefore, Cyrus, we're up to you.
Cyrus is gonna he wants them to come closer so that way we're able to flank them and surround them. So he's gonna get a defensive stance ready for to attack one of them when they arrive.
Okay then. So that's everybody's action point from that round gone. So remember, even if you haven't used an action, that action point is still gone and disappeared. So we're coming up to turn 2. And Merrick, we're coming straight to you.
Wow.
This creature, as it runs past, is in range if you wish to hit it.
It seems fairly straightforward that I shall just hack at this thing as it comes past me.
Nice.
Yeah, its head. Slice off its head.
67 does hit. So he's unaware of your attack, so you will have a special. And then, so I need the special first, then the hit location and the damage.
Now I've got to remind myself what the specials are. One day I will learn this system. Honest.
I think they're still learning the system themselves.
Which is why I printed out all the specials.
Very, very sensible, yes.
Especially for your combat or your like offensive specials, usually weapons are a little bit limited with what you can do. So that does help to narrow it down. If these things bleed's a good one with sword.
I think bleed sounds like an excellent idea here. I can bleed and impale, and then I know last time I impaled it caused me no end of trouble.
Oh, it did,
go
yes.
for the bleed instead this time.
Nice.
Right, so that means I need a hit location.
Into my left arm.
Left arm. And is it two-handed damage is 7.
7
Nice.
points of damage. So I'm going to make my endurance check against your original dice roll, which was 67.
67.
Yeah, okay.
Good roll.
They fail the roll. You would have won even if I got 51. I would need a crit to overdo you because of your 67. And you do whack this creature in its left arm as you hit it, which almost like interrupts its run as it progresses around. So the next, it's my actions next. This one's going to take its full action, Cyrus, to get up to you. That'll be its other action. So it doesn't have its more than a third of its movement, so it can't attack. But
Perfect.
this one here does attack after you've hit it rather nicely. It will turn around and use its action to hit you, Merrick.
So I still have an action point left, so I should be able to try and parry that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, so you can parry by all means.
Or not.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so
I mean,
so you
Very nice.
actually, no, that's pretty good.
you parry it really well, and its arm attacks are small compared to your sword, which means none of the damage gets through to you. Your blade
Excellent.
parries it all, and yeah, that's me done. It's the beginning of the round that bleed comes into effect. So we got this turn and then next turn, and then the bleed comes into effect. So that's me done. That's my 2 action points done. Hazra.
Yeah. Am I able to just to move to there and thrust
Yeah.
at this thing here?
Yeah, by all
In
means.
which case, I will do. Don't forget to take 11 off yours.
Yeah. So it's not going to do anything defensive against you at all.
Oh,
so
okay.
So mainly because it's got its eyes on Burning Blade,
course.
and you've just stepped out.
Like a fly.
Yeah.
In which case, I'm going to. That's something in mind, but it's not going to happen. Trip
Impale.
opponent. I want to try and trip opponent if I can.
Yeah.
I want to try to get my spear. I'm going to aim for the legs in a sense, and the hope to trip him. So you want the
Yeah. So as long as you do,
where's my dice go?
as long as you do some damage on me.
Yeah. Right. So you want a hit location?
Yes, please.
$10, which will be chest. Okay,
Chest.
wonderful.
Nice.
And damage shall be 8.
8 points of damage to my chest. Thank you. I'm just trying to find my trip card, which I can't find. I think I need to make a roll, if I'm correct.
Is it brawn?
Opposed by brawn, evade, or acrobatics, your choice, versus original roll.
Yeah. Okay, there. So I will roll. Just let me find my creature. There you go. I will roll my brawn here. He doesn't succeed, but quite unnervingly, he's not tripped. Tarek. So you can now tire this person, this ghouly tribal savage, but your roll will be hard because you're casting into existing combat, and it's not significantly higher or taller than anything else.
All right. Nope.
Yeah, so that you won't lose magic points for that. And Bartleby.
I would like to do the tactical perception check to look behind and make sure nobody's sneaking up on us before I decide. Oh, I'm so perceptive.
So perceptive. Oh my god.
That's a
Definitely
surprise.
saw that.
Okay.
Praise Amriel.
To my great disappointment, you notice that there's a third one coming in from. Can you see it?
Yes. And
Yes.
with my turn then, how many movement is each of these squares?
They should be like 1.5 meters, I think.
Oh, okay. So I can move 4 squares, which
Yeah,
means
1.5 meters.
I want to get up here, and I should be able to do that with my.
You should be able to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna say that. Well, I've already used my free action, so I can't say anything. I'm just gonna start rushing over here.
Yeah.
Staff prepared.
Nice.
Trying to look bigger than Tarek.
Okay, got you. Cyrus.
Cyrus is going in for the attack with his flaming glaive.
Nice.
He's gonna hopefully not embarrass himself. Nice.
No, that's absolutely not. That's a nice little hit. My little creature is going to try to evade out of the way of your attack. Let's see. So I am successful, but because it's an opposed roll, I don't manage to get away from it. So I need a special hit location and damage.
Special, of course, is press advantage. And then I'll do some hit locations. And, go my merry way.
So that's coming into my right arm.
Of course, yeah. I don't
need some damage.
No one needs that arm.
7 points damage. Is that including any flame damage? Do you have?
Yes, that includes flame damage.
Okay, then. This is my arm.
Wait, hold on. So I'm missing. I have a 0, which is impossible in there. Why is it? Hold on. Try that again, because it's 3 + 2 + 0, which should be.
So is your fire damage 1d3?
Yeah. So I'll just roll 1d3, I guess.
So where's the +2 coming from?
From the glaive. It should be 1d8 + 2.
Oh, you have a minus.
D3 is in there.
You actually have a -1d2 damage modifier, don't you?
I think so. But
yeah.
That's a 0.
It will.
It depends what it rolls.
1d2. You can't have 0. You can only have. So.
I don't know why it's rolling that way.
What's it done there? 3. -1d2. I'm not too sure what it's done there. So hang on. So the 3 is your 1d8, isn't it? Then the 2.
Yeah.
The 3 is from his D3.
Yeah.
You have the D8 + D3 + 2 + 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why if you hover over it, it's green because you rolled the maximum on that.
Yes, max. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure why the 0 is in there for the -1d2. Because you can't. If you have one minus.
Okay. Sorry, I see the 2 now. Yeah, my bad. The 2 plus, yeah.
I'm just going to click it. I'm still taking your 7. Still, I just want to see what it does on the next one. Oh yeah. So notice on that one, it's actually got the -1d2 on.
Got it. Yeah.
So I don't understand. I don't understand why that would be a 0. Anybody? If it's -1d2.
If it doesn't have the damage bonus included, would be my guess. Like, because there's a box you have to click to prove that it's not a ranged weapon.
Yeah,
right?
it's on. It's on. So if you see when I clicked it, you get 1d8, which is the 4 1d3, which is the 1, then a 2, and then
Got
the 1. So just roll a 1d2. And then we can take that off the 7, and then that'll make it right. So that's good. That's good. So that's 6. Okay, then. That would take me down to that. Okay. That's everybody all done from that. So we're going back up to the beginning of the turn. Only for people who have 3 actions now. Merrick.
I used my 3rd action point in defense.
Okay, then.
So I'm done.
So I will attack you. You notice that this turns round. You gave it a hefty strike. Whereabouts did you hit it?
I hit its left arm.
Yeah, and as you see it sort of like turn round to fight you, you notice that the skin on either side of the arm just goes
Oh, marvelous.
and sticks together once more, as this guy has a claw attack against you, which
Ooh.
will hit.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So could you please make me endurance roll?
Not quite.
Not quite. So you now have a bleed effect on you from my mob, and he hits you in the 5. That must be a leg.
Yeah, left leg.
Left leg, and it does to your left leg 6 points of damage to it.
Right, I've actually got a bit of armor on that, but that
Yeah.
takes my left leg to exactly 0 hit points.
Exactly 0. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
then. So you need to roll for me an endurance check. You've actually got a serious wound on there now.
Yeah, no good that is.
Hang on. No, that won't think. So your leg buckles.
Use luck points to me first.
I'm out of luck points.
He's already.
I was gonna say,
I've used
you
them
said
already.
living dangerously.
Would you like to use a special luck point
You
to reduce down from a serious to a minor?
no, you can only do that to do a major to a serious.
No.
But
How about use one of the other ones to heroic ones?
He could make he could use a heroic point to win his endurance check, which means he would not be prone.
What do we think, people?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Okay.
I get all my luck points.
Okay, so you hit your heroic points down to it keeps going up every time I press it.
That's fine.
So you have 1 point.
Just remember, the last one's always for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So you are bleeding, but you're still upright at the moment. This one, Bartleby, uses its 3rd action to close combat. However, it cannot attack. It's used up its movement in this turn to fight. Hazra. Just to let you know, you notice that there's a bit of a searing wound, almost like immediately cauterized from Cyrus's glaive, but it appears that your spear has done no damage, or this mob is healing it.
Right.
As you see, and that's why your trip didn't come off.
Gotcha. Well, in which case,
You're going to
gonna
back
thrust-
away.
Run away! I'm going to swing at it again.
Okay. Whoa, that's nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Bypass magic healing.
Hey, oh, that's on here as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's on your private list.
Sorry, private list, yes. I choose location and max damage, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Choose location is going to be head.
Yeah.
And then max damage will be not as much as I'd like without a blade sharp. Would be 9.
Hasra says loudly.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there a theist stood behind you somewhere? I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm just dealing with my own monster as the priest.
In his defense, I do walk away.
Yeah.
So, that would 9 points. in total.
9 points of damage to my head. Thank you very much. Terric, do you have 3 actions?
No.
No. Bartleby, do you have 3 actions?
I don't, and I don't think I want to spend. No, I do want to spend a luck point here to buy an action.
I feel a shield's coming up.
That's absurd that you think that I would just. Yep, I'm turning into Bartleby. Amria, power up.
Yeah. Kaboom.
I'm ready for next turn.
Is this the one that adds 11?
Turns it to 11. It doesn't stack with my
Yeah.
fur.
Got
My
you.
fur
Okay.
armor.
It's where it turns into go Bartleby.
Yeah, it's.
Gotta protect my friend.
I'm going to put a golden slug, a golden snail shell on you. Just so we can say. Cyrus, do you have a 3rd action?
Oh, yes, I do. And
Go
we're
for
going to
it.
use it to smack the shit out of this thing again.
Yeah.
Let's get it. We're going to go. Come on. Can't do anything about it. Gonna smack him right in the face. That's right.
Yeah, nice. You choose location then if you're hitting him in the head.
Do I have to stack compel surrender for it not to attack me?
Do you think you're gonna make this thing surrender?
No, not so like the press advantage, not compel surrender.
So it's pressed advantage for this turn from your last one.
Okay, I'll maintain that and just I will press advantage it so it doesn't attack us. Let's go for the. So I'm pressing the wrong button. Press advantage. Do 20. Number 11 is.
I had this weird feeling that press advantage. You had to roll a 1d3 to see how long I'm actually.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. You're right. You're probably right. Yeah, that does sound right.
No, press advantages for the next turn.
Yeah. So I was right to start off with. Yeah.
I literally rolled the worst possible. I had no idea how that would.
Wow,
The worst
3.
possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you rolled a 1 on your d8, a 1 on your d3. You then added 2.
Yeah, I rolled the worst possible roll.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then down to
Does not want
where
me.
where was that? Sorry.
On
2.
the 11.
Ooh.
And I'll do what I'll do the 1d3 for you really quick.
What do I need 1d3 for?
Oh, for the
fire.
no, not the fire. Let's see
Oh.
how long press advantage goes for.
No, it's just the next turn.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So that's 3 to my head. 3 to not to my head,
Right,
to my chest.
Yeah.
3 to my chest. Brilliant, thank you.
Mm.
Okay then. We need to come back up to the top of the round.
Should we take a break and then come back to it?
Yeah, just let me do bleed.
Okay.
So which one? Which one had the bleed effect on
Merrick.
from?
I did a bleed on the one fighting me. We're both bleeding, or at least I
Yeah,
am, but I'm
he-
suspecting that it's not because it heals.
It's not. Yeah. So you just need to. You are now. You will gain 1 level of
One
fatigue.
level of fatigue.
Yeah. And we will take a break there. Thank you for reminding me to go before we start the next line of attack. So we'll be back at 1:45. So please, please, please go off, stretch your legs, grab something to eat, and we'll see you back here real soon. Right. We are back, folks. We left it in the middle of combat. I'm eating toast with homemade plum and blackberry jam. Oh, I didn't
Who's
make
home?
it.
Yeah. Who's home?
A colleague who has a farm and an orchard. They have an orchard.
nice.
I know. It could just be a tree in the back garden that they call an orchard, but that's where they got it from.
So it'd have to be 2 trees for an orchard.
Yeah.
Every weekend they're
yeah.
invaded by Instagram models. Just take. Oh,
Yeah.
look, I'm here with the orange.
Nice. You know so much about it, Captain. So much. Okay, so Merrick, we're coming to you first. You are bleeding
Yes.
out of a
Yes.
wound. Whereabouts is that wound? Where did I?
That wound is on my left leg.
Oh, nice. You're bleeding out from that. You resisted the urge to that leg to
fall over.
collapse.
Yeah.
You're finding some hidden strength from somewhere, and it is your action.
Yes. But poor Merrick is a skilled swordsman, but is used to formal combat. He's out of his depth here, and his leg's giving out on him, and he's not happy. So I'm going to delay so that I can use this action point to defend.
Okay. So we come to my attacks. So this one's going to attack you, Cyrus, mainly because Hazra's doing no damage to it. So every time there's damage, yeah, go for it.
Shouldn't be able to attack me because because of my special.
You know, that is
Yes, it
true,
does.
isn't it? That
Oh,
you're
well.
overpowering this little magic resistant, damage resistant little creature. And but you might have also noticed that it's ignored one of its wounds as well. So it takes a swing at you using one of it. Just to let you know, the other time it couldn't fight back when you pressed advantage because it had used all its actions up, and it was just sort of like stood there, and because it tried to evade you. So this is its attack roll to you. Do you know, I had that up, and for some reason it was on Hazra's survival combat, and I thought I got a crit of 7, but then I realized that it wasn't me, and I had to scroll down. But I do actually hit. What would you like to do?
I like to parry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I shall.
So there's a normal.
Oh no!
Am I allowed to use my luck points to get rid of that?
No, you can't get rid of any fumbles. They just happen. You can get a point in it, though. Just roll your athletics to ensure that you keep hold of your weapon.
Can I use acrobatics or no?
No.
Well, damn.
You can do it.
Wait. Yeah, put all my points in acrobatics.
You're looking at?
Yeah, I'll look at once.
Okay.
Reroll.
Yep.
No.
Okay, so your weapon drops to your feet, and I grab your 18.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Left arm.
Oh.
yeah. What time?
What is it? Your left arm?
Yeah.
Okay. It grabs your left arm for 5 points of damage, which I think your armor is 3, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll reduce it down to 2 points of damage into your arm.
Mm-hmm.
But it has used its special on you. It is gripping your left arm. Okay, so it's got a grip on it. For
Okay.
you can actually also to prevent a change of weapon or disengagement, so you can break free on your turn with an opposed roll compared to my attack roll.
Okay.
Which was 44. So that's yours done. This one next to you, Merrick, strikes out. Merrick, it looks like it's got an evil glint in its eye.
I'll bet it has.
19. You should be able to parry it. Remember, you're hard because you bleed effect.
Yeah.
Oh,
However,
you parry it, so you take no damage from it at all. Bartleby, the one in front of you, lashes out, getting a 62.
Oof. I am going to trust in Amriel here
Okay, so
because I can't beat that roll anyways.
you could get a crit.
Yeah, I could.
But you're not going to. You'll
No, I want to intimidate this by just I have my staff and I'm just gonna use my armor of goddess to hopefully shrug it off.
So it hits you in the 14.
That's good. That's my right arm.
I don't.
It's holding out my left, but yeah.
And it will do 8 points of damage to that location.
And I'm assuming my armor protects me?
Yes, it does.
Oh, thank Amriel.
You have 11 points, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
Does this have any psychological warfare effect on his brain? Does he have a brain?
No. So that's my actions all done on that one. Hazra. We come to
Hazra's
you.
very uncertain about this thing. He stabbed it in the chest, he stabbed it in the head,
Yeah.
and it's still there. So
Well,
he's going to stab it again with a thought in mind of what he's going to do. So here we go. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that is a nice crit roll. Now,
Is that a second crit attack that you've done?
Yeah.
yeah. However, you haven't been damaging it at all
No, I
so
haven't. No,
far.
no.
So it's not concerned. So it's not actually going to try to parry it or anything.
No, we'll
Could the
see.
thrust move it from me though?
So my
I thrust it back.
If he uses a special to move it back, yeah.
Yeah. Well, do what? Sorry.
Cyrus asked
Oh,
whether or not it
knock
could be.
back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could do. I'm going to do impale.
Yeah.
As one of them, and my other one will be possibly. Can I use knockback with a spear? I don't think I can. Can
I? It has to be
bash.
Yeah. I think it's more it's more clubs and bludgeoning weapons rather than spiky weapons. So, for example, a hammer can't do impale,
Mm.
but so you can't bash it.
Well, that depends on how hard you
Yeah.
hit it.
And where you try to shove the hammer. Yeah.
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 So you can do impale for one of them.
Yeah, impale's definitely one.
Sorry, Chatser said, I could just imagine Hazra standing there puzzling about the
Puzzling
beast
on what to do.
while
It's like chess.
while it's clinging onto Cyrus, dancing around and trying to throw it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, which arm's attacking Cyrus at the moment?
It's held onto his left arm.
No, its arm though. Is it just one hand?
Oh, which arm is damaged? Do you mean?
No, which arm's holding on to Cyrus?
It doesn't.
Right arm.
Right. Let's just to be fair, because it can fight with both arms. So left will be odd. It's holding on with its left arm to Cyrus.
Choose location, left arm, impale.
Okay, go for it.
Your damage will be.
Ooh.
Oh, you got 2 damages, don't you? 7 and.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, we did. Yeah. 8's one of them. What's the other one going to be? Oh,
both.
I think I'll take 8 into it. So it does slide into the beast's arm. So it's actually gone into it. But at the moment, there doesn't seem to be any blood or anything
perfectly fine.
coming out.
As I let go of my spear.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to do. That's Hazra done. Tarek. So you can see this one battling against Bartleby.
I'm going to try and call upon Gaz again.
Nice. So you need to roll your unbinding skill. And yeah, what would you like him to do? Because he will appear and you can give him instructions. There he goes.
I'd like him to aid me in fighting this creature in front of Bartleby and I.
Okay. So how the deaf what do you call him? Gaz?
Gaz, yeah.
Yeah. As Tarek summons him, you notice, anybody who can see it, almost like black tendrils come out of the ground, and as the deaf spirits, his hands come out of the ground as if it's sort of like coming through the ground from hell itself, and it almost like claws its way up Tarek as Tarek's eyes sort of like completely white over as he mutters to himself, and it sort of like claws itself up its legs and then almost like detaches itself and goes into combat with this guy.
Has Gaz met Unreal?
No,
I'm sure they'd be buddies.
So it will be ready to attack. Can it attack straight away, or does it need to wait?
I don't remember.
I think it needs to wait. I'll check on that later.
Summoning sickness.
Yeah, no, this is death and decay. This is not sickness.
He's a little tired from the trip, though.
Believe me, you'll see when that one occurs. Yeah, so that's up, and you notice Tarek as you command it, and Bartleby, you will see this as well. Gaz, the spirit, sort of like goes towards the ghoul, the tribal savage, and you can see that the monster in front of you is completely disengaged from you as this spirit descends on it from a great height. Bartleby.
Does that mean I could walk through the spot where it was just a moment ago without needing to roll anything?
You can never walk through. Which one are you talking about?
You were saying that the enemy was disengaging from me, right? And that the spirit of Gaz, death and destruction, is moving towards him. Would I be able to move through where Gaz is to get to my comrade who's falling?
You can always move through friendly people as long as there's enough room on the opposite side. You couldn't go through the tribal savage no matter what. So you can actually move up to this square if you wish.
That is what I wish, but I did want to confirm that because I'm terrible at evade, so disengaging from an enemy actively engaged.
This beast is now the spirit has descended onto this creature at the moment, so you can move up to there and that would be like half your movement. Yeah. Okay. Cyrus.
Reaction, maybe.
Yes.
To say to my comrade whose back is probably turned to me, Amriel has arrived. I'm gonna convert him one day.
Da, da, da.
Yeah. Hang on. I think I got a sound. No, that's not that one.
That's
this one. There you go. And that brings
silence. The sound of silence.
I didn't hear that one.
Did you not hear that one? Sorry. That's not the sound, but the one that went across just went da 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 like that. So Cyrus, little Cyrus.
Adequately sized Cyrus will well he's gonna be very annoyed that this creature is hanging on to him like an X that just won't go away. And it's
a bit like Melanie.
Yeah, a little bit, sure. So he's going to use a folk magic spell of shove to get it off him, because he feel like unarmed is not gonna really work.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try shove.
Shove it.
Shove it, dumb it. Do it now.
And it's apt because you can shove it where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
Because it's all clouded over, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Folk magic.
Folk magic.
Is it a folk magic spell? Yeah.
It is a folk magic spell, yeah.
Ooh. All the sixes.
And you can use
Brawn.
No, to avoid it, it's endurance or evade. Or nothing. You can just do nothing whatsoever. You might not have.
Ooh.
You can do that thing.
My feeling, I can resist and not use any action up. What I was assuming you were doing was trying to shove it off your arm.
Yeah, I'm like,
so
telepathically or telekinetically.
So that's why I suggested that we'll overwrite the rules, because it's not usually used for this, but brawn against your attack roll seems a much better
okay, got it.
Idea, because you tried to push him off your arm. I
am cool with that. Yeah.
So what did you get? 66.
Yeah.
So he fails, and we'll say that you push him back a little way as well. And that brings us up to the top of the round, top of the turn again, and we are coming to you, Monsieur Merrick.
Yes, I've realised I have an advantage that I've not been making use of here.
Oh,
I have a long reach weapon, which means that if I can open the range, he can't attack me without first closing range.
That is exactly correct.
So I would like to try and open range.
So, yeah, just so you know, you closed the range to start off with when you attacked him. And that's why I was very careful. Right, so you wish to open range with me,
Yes,
which
indeed.
means you've got a combat special that I do that, haven't you?
Yeah, you can also do it as an action, however.
Yeah.
Which is done with an opposed evade skill, apparently. Now, it's a little odd because the instructions are written for closing range, and then they say that open range works exactly the same way, but in reverse.
Yeah.
One of the two options for closing range, however, is if I were closing range, he could attempt to hit me to keep me at bay rather than using the opposed evade. I'm not sure whether that should really apply if I'm stepping backwards. Because I can't see how that's an option to stop me moving back away from.
It's a free attack, isn't it? Because you're opening
Yeah.
up your guard.
It's an opposed roll either way. On evade, it's just that he has a choice of using evade or an attack against my evade.
Yeah. So I think that's what Hazra was saying. So you're trying to back out of the way.
Yeah.
And what it's doing is using an attack roll to stop you doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why it can use it to prevent you.
Yeah, it's an attack of opportunity because you're
Yeah.
backing away.
Yeah. So you're rolling
Sorry.
your what? You rolling your
I'm rolling my evade, and because that's the only option I have.
yeah.
Back off.
So this is like I just think you're going to step. Well, you're not actually moving out the way; you're just extending range, which is still being
just
thing. So yeah,
hopping backwards slightly while trying to keep it at bay with my sword, essentially.
So yeah, so you roll your evade skill, and we have an opposed roll here.
I don't like that roll. It's a success, but it's really easy to beat in an opposed roll.
19. Okay, then here we go. I actually failed my roll with a 6. So you are now both at long range. So let me just put on to him this little symbol that I have. What's happened on the camera? Darcy Anderson said, Mr. Pickles is getting attacked in real life. Quick, roll to avoid. Were you getting attacked by something, Mr. Pickles?
Maybe my cat.
Oh, right.
A cat that keeps flopping around on me and falling over.
Oh, bless. So now you're at your reach of your weapon is putting him at what is the reach of your weapon? It must be long.
It is long, yeah.
So that's you done on 20. Now, of course, I can use the same rules, can't I not?
Yeah. You can now close range to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah. So
but you have to spend an action to do it.
Yes, I do. It's just like so each one of us is spending an action to do it. Alternatively, I could try to hit and damage your weapon instead.
Yeah, you can strike at my weapon. You can't strike at me, but you can strike at my weapon.
But I could strike at your weapon, get a special, and close range. I could.
Yes, you can try that.
But let's. However, the opponent decides to attack the closing thing. Okay, then, so he will naturally come back to try to attack you. So these are going to be evades, but I think you get the option as well.
I have the option to use my combat skill and strike him as he's trying to come in to keep us at range and do damage at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
So that obviously is going to be my choice.
Brilliant. So mine is
bloody hell.
Mine is a 9, but yours is a 43. So you actually win the roll. because it's
Yeah.
opposed. So we are,
Yes, because you weren't quite low enough for a crit, were you?
yeah, not quite. Very close.
Yeah.
Very close. Yeah, I needed a 6. So we're both still at range.
Yeah.
And okay then. That's that one done. Right. Tarek.
So that actually should do damage as well, because if I win, I strike the character. So we're still at range, and I've also dealt damage.
Yeah.
So that was
Ouch.
well worth doing from my point of view. So hit location. Strangely, I hit his leg. I'm not sure quite how. It was obviously that was a desperate attempt to keep him back by whacking him on the leg.
Yeah.
And that's going to be 8 points of damage.
Ouch. That is a really low score. Yeah. 3 out of a D10. Only got 3. Right. At this point, spirit combat actually on your characters takes points away from your tenacity. So you should have up at the top underneath your movement, you should have tenacity. All your characters should have that. Tarek, your spirits will have magic points probably, or they might have. Does it have tenacity on it?
Yeah, tenacity's 11.
Yeah, cool. So what we use tenacity for spirit combat. Some campaigns use magic points, but I don't want to use that because if, for example, Cyrus is fighting a spirit, I could take off all his magic points, and then that would be it. Casters would be out of it. So it always goes via tenacity. So you should have a spectral combat roll for your death spirit. Yeah. So you can roll that. That's 69. I can oppose it with my willpower, and I fail. So the first thing that you would do is damage to me.
Wow.
Ouch. It's okay. Now,
Can you use a luck point to reroll that?
no.
I think so.
No, well, you can if you wish. I don't mind.
I don't think you can do damage though, can
I
you?
think it's just skill rolls that you can use it for. You do have the option, Tarek, for your character to your spirit to do a special, a combat special.
They have
It's just special that makes everybody's weapons magic in the the area.
So
consume soul.
so
Swallow your soul.
just so you all are aware, so it can do a variety of things. For example, if it wasn't a crit, it could bleed essence, so it would actually start to pull your magic points.
So I could do Spirit Lance, which would re-roll the spirit damage.
So yes, so you would roll your damage twice and take. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Do that. So roll
That's
your
like Spirit Impale.
yeah,
basically.
Exactly. So get higher than a 2 this time. Yes. Just so you know,
better.
my tenacity is 3.
Okay.
On this character, these mobs. So actually, that reduces it down to 0, which means now you can either sunder me or dissipate me. Can you not? I'm sure your spirit has both of those.
Yeah, deadly, which I think
Yeah.
does.
So your the dissipate, which is your deadly ability, may destroy the loser by tearing their essence apart. If the dissipated spirit was a discorporeate mortal, then the physical body dies with the destruction of its soul. If you wish to sunder it, if the loser will be torn, the soul will be completely torn from the material body, normally causing death of the body, but transfiguring the soul into a spirit. So one of them, you kill them outright. The other one, you kill the body, but you might have a spirit to deal with.
All right, well then let's just do dissipated then.
Yeah, and take him out. So this creature seems to be fighting an unknown enemy, as you just slowly see Kaz, the death spirit, sort of like really with no expression on its face at all, just embrace it. And there's various screams, and then it just slowly slumps to the ground. Bartleby, you're up.
I'm assuming I can't touch.
Hang on, sorry, Tarek, is there anything you want to do?
Um,
Because that's your spirit's action, so you would still have an action as well. You should
I
really.
guess.
Can you click on your spirit and roll its initiative? Because it should come onto the initiative.
Let's see. No.
Hang on. It's death spirit, isn't it? There you go. Can you do it now?
Yeah, I can do it now.
What was that?
15.
Okay, then let's just add it on. Yeah. So that actually happens on 15. So you now have your action on 13.
Okay.
If you wish to do anything.
I suppose with a hard roll, I'll try to cast some folk magic at the one that Hazra and Cyrus were fighting through the doorway.
Yep. Go for it. Yes. That.
And I'll try and tire it out.
Yeah, tell me the folk magic spell before you roll.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Tire and endurance.
Endurance check. That's what I need against your original roll, which was 16.
16.
I fail on it, so this poor little blighter here is getting everything. So its rolls will now be hard. As that one level of fatigue goes to it. Brilliant.
It should be the one that's been hitting us down the bottom.
Yeah, this one.
That should be more because it's impaled as well.
It's impaled in the arm, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's that.
It's favorite arm.
Yeah. So I know what you mean.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just that it'll double the difficulty, but the tire improves it by gives it tiredness, fatigue level, but then yours increases it by 1 difficulty level as well, but not a fatigue level.
Sorry.
Bartleby, what have you got up your sleeve?
Some silly tricks. I'm assuming I'm probably not in a position to cast Blade Sharp on his sword, correct, Merrick?
Correct. I only because I think it requires touch.
Yeah, and because he also had it described, he's not holding it back to prepare to chop. He's like holding it forward.
Yeah.
It's in between me and the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can probably see maybe with my priestly eyes that he's bleeding from his leg pretty profusely.
Yeah, he's bleeding very profusely from his leg.
Okay, I think I'll deal with that then. I'm gonna call on Amriel to clean up on aisle 5.
uh,
Do you support this person? And I'm gonna
yes.
flick the wound off of his leg, and hopefully flick the bleeding off as well.
So what do these spells from Amriel look like?
It's always a beam of light coming down from the sky, as if Amriel is staring down at this brief moment onto whomever is being fixed. And it's probably a bit of light, perfect sound, bit of light that illuminates the wound or where the wounded is, and then disappears as the wound itself is taken.
Brilliant. So that will actually give him all his hit points back. Yeah, on that
Unless
leg?
it's a major wound. If
No.
it's a serious wound,
It's a serious.
It's a serious because it's just a serious wound, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Because-
A serious wound. Yeah.
Because it's 0. Yeah. So you will actually
full
get
health.
full health on that leg now. And Cyrus.
Excellent.
Cyrus is going to use his action to pick up his glaive.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. Okay, then we're coming back up to the top of the turn, and for anybody who's got 3 actions, 3 actions, not 3, 3.
Did I miss my turn there, by the way?
You impaled his arm.
No, you're right.
That was
No, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we
Well,
went-
to be fair, my action would have been to draw my scimitar anyway.
Oh yeah, cool. That's good then. Nothing missed. So
and then do a
stab
cool
him in
trick
the
with
head.
yeah.
And cast blade sharp on my own weapon.
So we're now at turn 3 and Merrick.
Well, by my count, both Merrick and his opponent have used all their action points because it's an action point each on the struggle for range, which we did twice, and he attacked me and I parried. So that should be both of us out.
Unless I use a point of luck and gain
Unless
an
you use a
action.
point of luck. Yes, yes. It comes down to, do you hate me that much?
No, Merrick, it's nothing about me hating you. It's whether or not the monster stood next to you.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
not I'm not talking about Baltaby at this point. I'm talking about the so you're out of actions, therefore.
Yeah.
This one, the one opposite you is out of actions. This one here is dead. This one, however, is still up and running. It's really got a nasty gash in its right arm, which Cyrus, I think you did. So it's sort of like got knocked back from there. So this round, it sort of like gets back up on the ground, off the ground, and that's my action done. And we're going back up to the top. Bartleby, you need to roll an endurance check.
Yeah, I get tired.
And Tarek. Ooh. Anybody else got 2s?
Choose what?
No, you're a 3 for your endurance checks, aren't you? It goes on.
How many turns active?
Oh.
How many rounds active is what the number refers to. We did 1 and then we did 2 additional, so that's my turn. And then 3s would be on turn 4.
Yeah, we're on to we've done 2, so
I should have 3 turns though. On that last one, right?
We're talking the endurance for combat,
okay.
like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
longer you've been in combat. I think you are the next round with Hazra.
yeah. I'm just not sure about Tarek and Merrick, but we'll just go with it.
Off the top of my head, nor am I.
Yeah,
Refresh
because
my
of the
memory. What was
bigger-
it based on? Was it based on your?
It's based on your constitution,
That's right. Yeah.
and it's the number. You take your constitution, and I think it's the number your constitution in seconds rounded up. Let me.
Each round is like 5 seconds.
Yeah, so that's going to put me on 2. So I better make a roll.
Constitution in seconds round up to the next combat round. So you will take another level
of fatigue.
of
Yeah.
fatigue. Yeah. You'll just go.
Oh, this fight's not going well for Merrick.
How much does your sword weigh? Just out of
Too much
interest?
right now.
That's interesting. Because the other thing is, it's only hard because your wound's gone, your bleed effect has gone as well.
Ah.
Can you see what I mean? So and that caused a level.
So I should have gone
fatigue.
back to fresh, and then this has put me back to winded rather than
Yeah.
moving me on to tired.
So
That's nice to know.
Yeah. So you did succeed, and then you fell back again.
Right.
So Merrick, it's your round 3 now. Combat turn 1. So it's up to you.
Okay. Oh, my leg's feeling a lot better, and I've got a bit of range against this thing, so I'm going to make use of that range and try and hit it.
Nice.
Can't really hurt it, but we can still give it a go. So that's a good start.
That's a hit.
Is it defending against that?
Well, it doesn't want to parry your weapon. That is not.
Picky.
But yeah, I will try to evade it. 43, which means I do.
That's going to be a success, yeah.
But here's the question: he succeeded at an evade check. Is he still standing?
No, he won't be. He will be prone, and he'll still be at long range.
Yeah.
Yeah. There he goes. You'll see why I didn't do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah.
He trip earlier.
So, you're done, Merrick?
Yeah, that'd be me done. Yeah.
Okay.
I've used my action point.
So my action.
Well, I say done. I mean, there's a free action at the same time. While making the attack, he will have said, shouted moderately loudly, "Amriel rules."
Yeah.
So
we all go that way eventually.
On the 17, on its action, it stands up. That's its action, as it stands up. So, and then we come to this one here steps into combat range. It can't attack anything at the moment. Actually, it can, because it's a third of movement, isn't it? And I've only moved 1.5. So it's going to try and attack you, Hazra, since you've left its spear in it. So it will actually be formidable for me to do this roll. It won't come up as, actually, I can do it. So I'm actually winded, but then I've got another level of difficulty because of the spear in my arm, if that makes sense. So it's not hard. It's formidable.
Easier to parry.
What's Hazra going to do? I just don't believe that I've actually hit with a formidable.
I know.
27, that's good.
Okay, parry.
Parry. Should be easy to beat 27.
I got 78 there.
Hold up. Wouldn't he have a minus 11 to his roll?
That's what
Would
I was just.
changed?
That's just exactly.
Oh no.
It won't make a difference because I still deflect it.
But you wouldn't have had to.
You would.
use
It
an
wouldn't
action
have
to
to
parry.
parry. It would have failed the formidable.
Oh,
Yeah, because
But that means you
11,
could
of
parry.
course, yes.
You could parry and get a defensive special.
Yeah, so you have an option. You have an option. So is it minus 11 that I need to put on? Yeah, so minus 11 would take my roll that I needed down to 22. And I got 27, which would mean that I would not succeed. So you have an option, Hazra. You can either take a defensive parry, like suggested, or You can not parry because he hasn't hit you and keep your action point.
Do you know what? I'm not. Give me 10 seconds of my life. Oh. But you know what? I will take an action and use a special.
And damage weapon.
Nope. No, she's got no weapons.
You know, you damage his arm, therefore, but that...
All right. I was going to overextend opponents.
Well, damaging his arm won't do anything unless you have a magical weapon. So...
no, I was going to overextend opponents.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Which would cause him to miss his next turn as he lunges forward and I move out the way.
Yeah. So you sidestep and causing I can't attack next round. Next turn I will be able to attack. Death Spirit can't act at the moment until you command it to do something else, Tarek. Hazra.
I am now going to, doing that, I'm now going to whip up my scimitar and thrust it into this thing's neck.
Okay.
Or any parts of the body I roll, really.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, that's such a good roll.
All right, the nuggin. Right, so I've done max
this
damage.
Must be really unnerving for Hazra.
I know. I'm going to die in my next game I play. Okay, bypass armor. Let's see what that gets me. And max damage, please.
Okay.
So you got a location, which is going to be... Give me a head.
A leg.
A 3.
Right
leg. So it's going to be bypassing armor.
Yeah.
It's going to be 9 points of damage. Oh no, it's 8 points of damage. Sorry,
8 points of damage. And just to remind you, it looks like your sword does damage.
I know. This is Hazra's mindset.
Yeah.
I know what's happening.
Yeah.
Hazra's hacking the crap out of this thing.
Yeah, so
sorry.
You do look like you're doing damage, but as soon as you remove your blade, you see
it's coming out. Yeah.
You see.
Which is why this is spear still dangling in his arm.
Yeah. Tarek.
I will use a magic point to command the spirit to attack the one fighting Hazra.
Okay, yeah. Do you need to make another binding roll for that?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's what we said. So bind away and use a magic point. Ooh, you don't use a magic point. You don't use a magic point.
Welcome to the crit club.
So hang on a minute. People are saying that everyone is now possessed as a Dalek on stream. Let me
with extra Marmite.
Let me just have a listen.
Our voices are all robotic.
Biggie. Hiya, Buck.
Kill them all. Kill them all.
There is.
Let me.
Yeah. So my sounds fine, but it's when yours comes in, you sound corrupted and funny. It's fine, but when yours comes in, yeah, you sound corrupted and funny. It's fine, but
really? Yeah. Michael's too fine.
Is what? Sorry.
Michael's too fine. I just listen to it.
Yeah. Right, we'll just go for it. We're just going for it. Hazra, you see all of a sudden coming in. I imagine it's a bit like a Dementor. You know, when
Yeah.
it comes down
Just flies, this cloaked, smoky figure just drifting
Yeah.
through things.
And you sort of like have a close look at its face, which
I don't want to do really, but I probably will.
if you I don't know whether or not you can press Z on it to make it as full as the screen, but I could do that to make it full, so you could probably zoom it in on it, and it just sort of like slowly moves across, and it sort of like looks to you at one to one side, but you notice it's got empty eye sockets.
I was going to say, if it winks, it goes past.
Yeah.
I would not be there.
And it just sort of like comes back, and you the savage sort of like sees it coming and ready to attack, and it will attack on 15 next round. And so this next turn, sorry. And so we are now going to you, Bartleby.
Yeah, I feel myself getting tired, and so because I failed my endurance check by 2 points, so I'm gonna crack open a bottle of Amriel and just start powering back up. Some energy.
What is going on with the turn order?
I was just fiddling with it.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah. So you got that magic point back. Oh no, so your what was
energy
that?
level?
Energy
I was
level.
using my vigor.
Yeah. So that's cool. Cyrus, you also see this death spirit coming in for combat.
That's creepy. I'm going to go in for the attack on the thing with my glaive, my flaming glaive.
Your flaming glaive. Yes, that does hit. My little guy will try to evade it.
Ooh.
Well, our littler guy tries to hit you.
Yeah. No, I fail, so I need special hit location and damage.
I'm going to choose location head.
Okay.
And then
you haven't
go for
hit
the damage.
I hit the head, but it went healed.
Yeah.
I'm going to slice off his head because I don't like. Yeah, he has a head currently.
You can slice it off if you do enough damage. But that's not enough.
It's a magical flaming glaive.
Yeah. And okay then. So we're back up to the top of the turn, top of the round. This is turn 2 now that we're going through. And Merrick, you're up.
Yeah. Much as I would love to take the time to cast Blade Sharp, if I do, this thing's going to attack me. So I need to keep it on the defensive, really.
It would need to close range first to attack you.
Well, yeah, this is true. It would need to close range first, but it would automatically close the range if I use my action point for something else, which I don't fancy.
Why don't you hold your action until
use it as
the
a
end
parry.
of the turn? Use it as parry while Bartleby then casts Blade Sharp on you when it's his turn.
I can't reach.
Oh,
it's not
established. I can't reach. I have to be on the other side, and yeah. So that's why.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So for now, I think I'm best off just keeping up the pressure on this thing and swinging at it again.
Okay. Nice.
Nice. Perfect actual score. That is the best
not
score
really, because I'm fatigued.
What? Oh, no.
If I wasn't fatigued, that would have been fantastic. But as it is, that's just a miss.
That is the best score you could possibly get.
That's the best score. You missed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, damn it.
Oh dear, poor Merrick.
Good effort.
tribal people. So I will try to close range with you, which is my evade skill, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide whether to use my last. If I use my last action point on this, then I've got no defense against the attack that you make next time round.
Yep.
Whereas if I allow this to happen by not spending an action point, then I've got a serious penalty problem with parrying next on the
He's
next
got to
time
make an
round.
evade, hasn't he? Though, so
I've got to. Well, only if I. Well, I'm not sure whether he needs to make the roll anyway, but certainly
if it,
to propose it, I need to spend an action point.
Yeah, so I will spend an action point to evade, but I would have to be. I think what Hazra is saying, I would have to be successful with my evade. So if I failed my evade roll, then I won't have closed combat.
No, if the opponent has no action points left or chooses not to spend an action point, the attempt to close is automatically successful.
Oh, nice!
So if I don't
stop. Why don't you spend that luck point to get another action point?
He doesn't have any luck points left.
I think I'm gonna use my last action point for this time round in order to oppose this attempt to close.
I love Hazra, how you build him up.
I know.
Drop him.
And then the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to make just out of interest, I just want to make clear when I'm quoting rules and talking about rules here, it's in no way trying to backseat GM. I'm just trying to learn the game.
No,
so I'm going through them and making sure.
I don't believe you.
I'm more in favour of you making life more difficult for you. So
yeah, I'll use again. I will use my combat skill rather than evade to try and oppose this, and I'll try and hit him as he tries to come in.
So I actually miss.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh no!
And I don't.
You don't. Yeah. So
that means I get a special.
Yes. You will get a special.
You know what? I am awfully tempted to take a leaf out of Hazra's book and just impale this son of a glitch. See how well he heals with my sword still in the wound.
That'd be an offensive special, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing. I'm hitting him.
That's what he's doing.
Effectively, this counts. This is effectively it's a special case of interrupt.
Yes.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, because he's walking into his guard.
Yeah.
Basically, he comes forward and I just put a sword in the way and say, "Go on."
At the end of this round, Merrick's sword would be in me, but I would still be out of reach.
Yes.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
You'd be at the end of the sword rather than this end of the sword.
Can I just make Captain laugh and say it's just a tip?
Accept it.
Okay.
Accept it.
So,
and you've got a backup sword, haven't you?
I've got a dagger, so I'd lose the long range thing if I wanted to attack with it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if I decide to run.
Well, it's not. What be even funnier?
It's always longer at first.
It's very true. What would be funny if this thing just started pulling itself along the sword towards him?
Yeah, I've seen that in movies. Don't want to see it here.
What are you doing?
I'm going to impale. I'm going to go for the impale. Let's see where I have impaled. Oh, apparently I've impaled its head.
Nice.
Lovely. Meisterhau.
Nice.
That is the first Meisterhau in Lichtenauer Longsword. It's a lovely little move which parries and then effectively causes your opponent to headbutt your sword. It's a brilliant move. I love it. And the damage.
You need to roll two lots of damage because you
two lots of damage and pick the best one, don't I? So it's not going to be that one then. That's not really going to be that one either. That's terrible.
Okay. Brilliant. So
you've impaled. That's the main thing.
Yeah. So
I've impaled his ear. So all I've done is pierce his ear with that damage.
We are now moving on to Death Spirit. Death Spirit. So you need to roll your spectral combat.
Nope.
Um,
Can I use a point of luck to reverse that?
yeah, by all means.
All right, I'll use a point of luck to reverse that to a 68.
It's 68. I fail my roll, so you need to do. You'll have a special, so you might want to do Spirit Lance again,
Okay, yeah.
and then use double. So you roll your damage twice. So we take the 5, which will absolutely kill or rip. I presume you're using dissipate.
Yeah, let's be safe and
Yeah.
dissipate.
So Hazra and Cyrus, you see the death spirit sort of like embrace this this being, and it looks like he sort of like wraps its arm around it and just sort of like starts to squeeze it as this tribal savage sort of like tries to get away, and he sort of like screams, and it almost like looks as if the death spirit squeezes the soul out of it, and as it sort of like comes out of its body, it's almost as if the death spirit sort of like sucks it in, and there's an awful scream from the tribal savage, and then all of a sudden it's almost like dead form, almost like desiccated, just sort of like drops to the floor, and Kaz just turns with its blank faceless, expressionless face, just sort of like looks at you, just sort of like almost like hovering there, just like a dementor.
So he just of mice to mend him, essentially.
Yeah.
Just you lennied him.
I don't know what that means.
You want to hug him and kiss him and pet him?
Hazra.
I'm going to kind of look and nod to this strange creature in front of me.
Yeah, he does sort of like
just stares back at you.
Yeah.
Go on, high five the death spirit. You know you want to.
And then I'm going to back away a little bit, sort of there.
Your spear naturally falls.
I was going to say that'd be my next thing. Would be as I'm staring at this thing, I'm going to kneel down, pick up my spear.
Yeah.
And sheath my scimitar.
Yeah, nice. Tarek, you're up.
I guess I will move forward into the doorway so that I can see if there's any other creatures around.
And you can see the one that Merrick is fighting.
And I'll use a magic point to command the spirit again.
Yeah, nice.
This thing if
Nope.
this thing gets loose, we're all going to die.
Right. So the reason that's a no is because any roll 96 or above is a failure.
It's a fail.
Yeah. So even though your skill is 98, 98 still fails because it's 96 or above.
Am I allowed to use a point of luck?
Yeah, you can, because it's not a fumble.
It's not a fumble.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll use my last point of luck to reverse it.
Yeah. And then do you want him to attack this one?
Attack the final creature, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll just hold it here. You kill it.
Merrick and Bartleby, you see the death spirit sort of like move along. It sort of like hovers, and it just appears behind the creature. It's not actually doing anything at the moment until its turn. But Bartleby, you're on 12.
Well, I'm imagining Bartleby is initially seeing that he's stabbed the sword, and he's initially going to go for a prayer of might.
Nice.
But he probably sees that this guy, his comrade Merrick, is pretty sweaty, so I'm going to go with an energy drink.
Nice. Yes, so that will remove any fatigue that you have on you. And Cyrus.
Is the one in front of us gone?
It's
right?
Yeah, it's had its soul sucked out of it, it is now soulless.
Lucky. Cyrus is gonna go run towards the one next to
Sorry, my ex-wife.
Yeah, so you
gonna run
won't
over there.
you won't be able to attack, won't you? Unless you've got what's your movement?
It's probably nothing great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you get there on 11, and then we're coming up to this is for anybody who's still got third actions to do. Merrick.
I've used mine.
Okay then. I've used mine. Death Spirit. How many actions does Death Spirit have?
2.
2. So it's used its. Hazra.
I have 3 as always,
Okay.
but I'm going to I'm just going to stand back at the moment. I've got my I'd probably move maybe to would I? I'd move to just the side of Cyrus.
Yeah.
I'm a bit. I'm trying to keep distance away from
Maybe
this thing.
not. Maybe not stood on that desiccated body.
Oh, I don't care about that. Yeah, I'm literally just I'm just, that's fine.
Yeah. Tarek, do you have 3 or 2?
No, I'm 2.
And Bartleby.
Yes, I want to use my last point of luck.
Oh my.
And I want to double cast here because I don't want somebody walking away or trying to do something silly.
Oh, you're putting might.
Who would ever do that?
Is this
May
on?
you be energized and strong.
Is this
for
on
Amriel.
Merrick? Yeah.
Yes, my hand is still on him, and then it will finally
Is it so
jump
you get
off. So that
sword back?
means with your bronze skill, if you say want to pull a weapon out of an impale, oh, what do you have right now? You have a plus 14 from me, and it's not hard. So
I'm trying to
Well,
find
that's-
the. I'm sure
Will be
there's a.
useful.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
it doesn't help your damage bonus. So no.
And
It's literally for lifting and pulling stuff.
and Cyrus.
Yeah.
Use Cyrus to going for the attack.
Yep.
As well.
That hits. Yeah.
I'll do choose location head again. So I'm just
Uh,
like to focus on.
Yeah, go for it.
And then
This
see
one's
what.
quite healthy at the moment.
Yeah, bummer.
Won't be soon though.
Maybe I don't know. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh,
ouch.
That's a heavy hit.
Yeah.
10 points of damage. That takes it down to 9 points of damage. And where was that? Sorry, in my head.
In the head.
Take it down to -4. That is so close.
Oh, got it.
So
Almost.
it's no, because I avoid any serious wounds.
Oh, that's right.
Be careful what you're doing there. He's impaled at the moment. If you cut the sword free, then he's got loose.
Okay, so in the next round of combat, this beast is going to get killed one way or another. So
Somebody's got to pull their weapon out, and that deals half damage.
Oh yeah.
I was
Not
just
much
thinking of
damage,
holding
though.
it in place as best I can, to be honest, with the
Can't we just
impale
build a-
while
Well,
somebody
just
kills
whack
it.
at his head.
so
Can't we just build a bonfire around
okay,
it?
hang on. Let's do the next. So this is anybody on 3. All you people on combat round 3 for your endurance, for your fatigue, need to roll
Oh,
your
yes.
endurance. No, you're Hazra, you're all right because you're out of combat.
I made it anyway.
Yeah.
No, I've been in. I've literally just finished
All
combat.
right.
So I would roll anyway.
Cyrus, you'll need to roll your endurance as well.
Ooh.
You know what? I use my last point of luck. No, I still have 2 to flip that around.
Okay, that's
48.
48. And so Merrick, you're up on 20. You're first.
Yeah, I'm not sure quite how to interpret this rules-wise. I mean, literally what I really want to do, since I've got this thing impaled, is just hang on to it and keep it as still as possible for whoever else is going to attack it. Because it's at one end of my sword, I'm at the other end of my sword, and we're kind of locked in place here at the moment.
So let's make opposed brawn checks then.
That makes sense.
Which you'll get a plus
And
14
I
for.
get a plus 14 on
Yeah.
that. So
Um,
if I put that in as an movement, that should work, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
so mine is actually formidable because I've got the hard plus the weapon in me.
Yeah, I
So-
did neglect to put the augmentation in. I typed it and then forgot to actually implement it. But even so,
Even
yeah.
so it won't. He this creature will probably be flailing around in various opportunities, trying to attack anybody who's near him. I'll just see whether or not he hits. He is at formidable. Oh, so you're at range, aren't you? You're still at long range.
Cyrus.
Yeah.
So it's going to be either Cyrus, or it might try to hit the spirit as well, in the sense that it doesn't know what's happened with the other one. So the spirit is odd and Cyrus is even. It flings its tries to rake you, Cyrus. What would you like to do?
I'm going to oppose it with a parry.
Nice.
So let's do it.
So you just need to succeed.
I need my last point of luck to reroll.
Yeah, nice.
Don't mess with me, whoever.
Oh,
Ambriel didn't
Well,
like your.
You will keep being dismissive of Ambriel. You should expect this stuff.
You
Yeah.
should. This comes into your 2.
That's like a foot or something. But yeah. Ooh, that's cool.
For 3 points of damage. Could you also make an endurance check for me, please?
I
Uh-oh.
guess.
Oh no!
Oh no!
What is with this
Take it up
team?
time.
Got points, but you're also bleeding.
Was your endurance the last one you fumbled on?
No, that was a
No, that
attack.
was his attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
But like 199 in the same session.
I
That's
know.
rough.
Yeah.
And I got
It's-
a 98.
It's nearly, I think 2 crits is wrong as well. Whoever was rolling those crits earlier.
I thought I
That's
got a
good.
3, but anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Deaf Spirit needs a spectral combat roll, please.
Nice.
It'd be a good time to have a luck point for Death Spirit, but I
It'd
don't
be
think
nice
it
to
matters.
reverse that, yeah.
So I fail. So Spirit Lance, I'm assuming that you're going to.
Oh.
Won't need it, but we can do it
Nice.
anyways.
Yeah. Well, you did need it, see, because it's
Right.
the best of 2 rolls.
Best of 2 rolls.
Yeah. The death spirit wraps itself around and desiccates that final creature as it drops to the ground. Okay, it's 10 o'clock, so we are going to leave it right at that point. Okay. I'm not going to push time forward or anything like that because there's something else that
Oh,
you're
good.
not aware of at the moment.
Sandworm. Bogworm.
Yes, I knew you should have walked like the bloody. Yeah, anyway.
You have to walk like Christopher Walken or something.
So,
Walk like an Egyptian.
Cyrus, you're actually bleeding, and Bartleby, you have your shield on, and Merrick has might on. And
And my sword is still impaled at the moment. If I need it for
oh,
anything
no.
else,
Oh,
I've got to
no,
pull
no,
it out first.
No.
it'll fall apart.
yes,
It's dead.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's
In that
correct.
case, I'm cool.
What we
Good.
need to do is go around Bartleby while they cast Blade Sharpen everybody.
yeah, yeah. It's you do it one at a time. That'd take a lot of magic
No.
points.
Especially
It-
when everybody seems to have Blade Sharp as well.
Well, yeah, I
You
mean,
can share the
Yeah.
magic costs.
I don't.
No,
Oh, no.
that is true. Hasra doesn't. Do you have
I mean,
it,
I can try.
Cyrus?
What?
Yeah.
Do you
Sorry,
have
what
Blade Sharp.
Do you have blade
I
sharp?
don't, but I do have another thing I'll use next time. I'm just trying to conserve my magic
Oh,
points.
you have some awesome spells to match
Yeah.
damage and things and make magical weapons.
I have what's the good one? It's that'll probably be helpful in this would be a bypass armor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
So
does it make the weapon magical though?
yes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, just because it's I'm
Brilliant.
using a spell on
Yeah,
it.
because it casts on to. Does
Mm.
it cast onto a weapon or to a person?
No weapon.
I don't know. I have to look at that up.
We can have a look at it. Yeah. So as long as if a creature is, you can only hit it with
Weapon.
weapon. Nice. So anything that if you hit it, as long as it's got some kind of magical on it, then on these, it seemed to have taken the full damage.
Well,
But remember, there is another level when it only takes the damage of your magic, if that makes
So
sense.
Blade Sharp, that'd be a D4 no matter what your weapon is, essentially. wouldn't it?
Correct.
Well,
Yes. Go for it, Hazra.
well,
All I can
why
hear you
wasn't-
doing it.
I know. Sorry. Why wasn't I doing damage then? Because Hazra's magic.
Well, Hazra thinks he's magic. That's what it is. He only thinks it. He doesn't.
Let me drop the mic.
Yeah. Brilliant. So we will pick it up exactly from this point next time. So I'm not going to change. I haven't got rid of the turn order. It's still there. I've just shrunk it down. So anybody who's got reduced magic points or etc., that'll be the same. The only thing that will be different will be luck points. You will get those back. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's session. And Mr. Pickles, what would you like to tell people about?
Oh, wouldn't you know it? I still have a podcast I do with my friend Brad. It's called And I Took That Personally on Apple and Spotify podcasts. We're working on a new episode, but progress is always slow.
Always slow. Fish, not fish.
I might try and stream something later on tonight. If so, I have no idea what it will be. But tomorrow night, I'm going to have another go at resurrecting my Mappa Monday streams. It didn't really work out for me trying to do them at 6 a.m. Before I went to bed because I was always too tired. So I'm figuring anything after midnight counts as Monday now. So this means sometime after midnight tomorrow night, I'm going to do a mapping stream.
Brilliant. And Hasra.
Hi, right. I'll be doing Baldur's Gate tomorrow night from 7:15-ish. We've almost finished. Night's Black Agents on Monday night from 7:15. And we're in Whitby.
Oh,
We're in
nice.
Whitby having fish and chips.
Ah,
Yes. Yes, brilliant. Love it.
Lovely
2011. Love it. And Thursday night is Enemy Within campaign Warhammer and 7:15 start, possibly. And that is
Nice.
very good as well. Thank you.
Brilliant. And Tarek, Tickety Text, anything that you would like to say?
I may stream some of the new Stardew Valley update. Try the new farm.
Nice.
Maybe tomorrow, but we'll see. I
Excellent.
may actually be on Skagath's channel
Oh,
doing
nice.
his homebrew system, testing out his homebrew as a character.
Brilliant.
I play a samurai style fighter.
Nice.
So we'll see if that ends up going through or not.
Brilliant. That sounds really positive. I'm just trying to give it keeps missing.
A stream of fun.
And
A stream forever. Sorry.
And Captain Kangaroo.
Nothing really new. I'm gonna tomorrow I'll be live streaming my new homemaking show. I think I'm gonna be calling it Capping the Dust Away with Captain Kangaroo.
Sounds nice.
I was initially going to have my first guest be Mr. Clean, but apparently Mr. Clean's a fictional character, so he'll I thought he was just the American version of Jason Statham, so my bad. Our first major how-to would be how to clean your Dune popcorn bucket after watching Madam Web. But
Yeah.
we'll
Rude.
we'll
I
make sure
watched
we
it.
show different
I'm just totally
bleach.
lost, so I'm just sat here
We'll
smiling.
use a lot of avocado oil, and if that's not enough to get the oils out, we'll use ammonia to kind of really work those grooves in. Besides that, nothing new.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. I will be streaming tomorrow morning, starting about 11 o'clock, depending when I get back from Mom's from taking her out for a walk. We'll be doing some more Elder Scrolls Online. Just to remind you that next Saturday is my charity stream. We're raising money with a lot of ESO people for Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I'm actually streaming until 7 o'clock, from 12:30 to 7 o'clock on my first thing. So Mythras will start at 7:30, so half an hour later. And just for our American buddies, our clocks go back not this week, next week. So therefore we'll click back. So next week 6:30, so it'll be half an hour later than the time this week, and then after that things will change. Yes, so do come along and support that stream. I will appreciate it. Thank you for coming along and supporting this stream. Please remember you can catch up with all our role-playing stuff over on the Ko-fi site. And do also please remember that that is the place that you can gain membership and give the group heroic points that they can use instead of luck points. So feel free to support your favorite character or player.
Sometimes they're the only thing that keeps me alive.
Yeah, or GM. You can.
We got one left.
You can until the end of the month, then they refresh. But by all means, go over there and see and tell me if you do. Just drop me a message about who you would like it to give to. Yeah, go for it.
If you also subscribe to Ko-fi, you get more.
You get more
special luck points.
Yeah, you certainly do. So brilliant. I'll see you tomorrow. You'll see these wonderful people throughout the week or hear them on their podcast. And so thank you for all your support. I will say goodbye to you, and they will say goodbye also.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And nobody said.
Sorry, I was nervous. I don't